Here, Craft Class 2025, getting ready. We're going into a new year, new season, new industry members to bring on board. I have here with me Josh, South Houston, Webster. Gentlemen, sir, pleasure to meet you for the first time.
Yeah, pleasure meeting you, man.
So I had a chance to meet you as a result of one of the community members, Henry, the pull-up king, who has pulled up to so much, and he's been championing this out of town. And you know what? I've been out here 3 times over the last month. So I would love to know a little bit about you, I guess, your introduction into the industry.
Okay, well, I've been bartending for about 10 years now. I've been doing private bartending for about 4 years. About to be 5th year this year coming up. I was a corporate bartender for a very long time, and I wanted to spread my wings and fly and really get creative with what I do. So I started trying out new business ideas, collaborating with other businesses, and seeing where my main plan could really come into effect. And I just so happened to land here at Preamble.
So let's back it up a little bit, because this is something I like to touch on too, corporate bartending.
Yeah.
The corporate bartenders, we're not on the cocktail scene as much. There's not too much hurt from us, because a lot of times we have our golden handcuffs. We're getting out $300, $400 a night, 5 nights a week. We shut up, we go home. And then you come to the single venue bars, tenders, and they're grinding. They have to promote, they have to join competitions, they have to do a lot of stuff to help bring awareness. Go ahead and touch on your corporate background and what it was like transitioning to, you know, this wild, wild west.
Man, corporate, I was the untouchable guy. I was there for the longest amount of time. COVID happened, all the bartenders before me left, and then I was the last one there, so I took all of their regulars, and it's just like I would walk in there, people throw money at me just to walk in. Now, coming out and on the other side of things and experiencing it, it's a lot harder to get people in the door when you're a single venue. Corporate, they have marketing teams, they have like 10 to 20 people in that taking pictures at all times. Here, we'll be lucky enough if someone gives us a great review for a week. So it's a really big change of pace for me, but I still like to take the big, I worked at a multi-million-dollar bar, so how can we make this place, you know, kind of comparable to that?
And that's one of the things that I had a chance to experience myself, was working for the corporate venue. There's so many things that are happening automatically around you that when you start going to the small establishments, you're like, you guys don't send out happy birthday emails? You guys don't have gift cards?
Yeah.
And so because of that, I know it probably presents a huge opportunity for you when you see something like this. Like, you guys already have an amazing product service here, and we just need to start implementing some of these proven corporate tactics that all of the other bigger brands are doing automatically. Is that kind of like the gist of it all? Absolutely,
absolutely. We definitely have to stick towards, you know, how do we sell our product? And a lot of people, they don't understand that what we do is a product. Our services, or that what we promote, are also in that as well. So I like to take the time to go further than you can do at corporate, because you can't be like, hey, hire me for your birthday party. But, you know, but these events, yeah, we can actually do that. We'll figure out how much it'll cost to get a bartender out there and let them promote their business and their brand. How do we make more bartenders a part of our equity?
I like, and really what you were talking about when you say product, but also what you guys are giving in comparison to corporations, is the customizability per customer versus what they need. Because I know when you go to these corporations, a lot of times they're saying no to a lot of things. If you don't fit into this neat box as a customer, they won't even take you. Sometimes it's not even a price issue. It's just like, yo, that doesn't fit into the neat box.
Yeah.
But now with you and the solutions that you are providing customers, as well as some of the people you work with, you're able to kind of switch things up on both ends.
Yeah. I mean, as a bartender, you always got to adapt. If you're not adapting, are you a good bartender? It's every situation you put yourself into. How do we come out on top? How do we make money? How do we promote our brand, and how do we promote it better than the brand next to us? So that's one thing we really like to focus on, is our hospitality and our ability to customize our hospitality.
And so here at Preamble, you just recently got onboarded here 6-7 months ago. What are some of the early ideas that you have before you got here? What have you tried so far that has and has not worked, and what are you planning to do?
Things that I've tried was getting a solo investor. That was definitely, I went about that with like, hey, I found this investor, they're willing to give me $500,000, but I didn't have a tangible thing to be like, yeah, there's a bar, and then we do these things with the bar. It just didn't make sense. Now that we've tried those things, and there's an actual bar here that's interested in it, and we've tested it out with their clients by going to do pop-ups at their houses or their offices, now we actually have a tangible product that we could sell. So seeing that there's actually a market there, and our other things is like cocktail classes or tastings as well. People want something different, you know? They don't want to just be like, cool, let's just go to the same bar. Like, what if the bar came to you?
So I think any other service-based industry, they are the people who are killing it. The personal trainers, the hair stylists, the massage therapists, all of those people, they're making a bigger amount of revenue by going to their customers.
Yeah.
Now, with you guys, go ahead and touch on that, because what you're talking about is something that is not on the internet. You know, you're talking about doing off-site events. Of course, we all did mobile bartending, but you're also talking about doing the cocktail classes and the tastings as a way to possibly generate interest. That the fact that you guys can do these off-site events,
Yep.
Break that down for me.
So with one thing that we didn't get in corporate was we weren't able to learn more that was outside of that box. So we do a lot of outside of the box thinking. How can we sell our service or brand?
But as you got out of it, you realized that even they were missing out on opportunities.
Yeah.
And you probably would bring it to their awareness, but they probably wasn't listening.
Yeah.
And now you have the opportunity to not only be around people who will push you and give you the resources needed, but they also have a clientele, is what I'm hearing from your main investor now.
Yeah. So we have people who are interested. We'll do solo classes. We'll do group classes. We just need to know in advance, obviously. And we'll go off of that. We could customize the menu. We could customize the vibe. You know, you want people having elegant, beautiful cocktails. We could do elegant, beautiful cocktails. You want one-in-ones, you want vodka sodas, we could do that as well. The one thing that happens when you get into craft is sometimes you kind of lose the craft aspect of things, because you have to basically format to your client. And a lot of times people don't want to bend to what their client wants. You know, it's especially in the craft area of things. You know what I'm saying? Like
I want a whiskey and Coke. I don't want an old fashioned, man.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to. You really want to stay ahead of the marketing trends and everything like that. But you also want to promote hospitality. And you know, if someone comes into your bar and you're asking for a whiskey Coke, you can't just be that guy like, that's it, you know? Absolutely. Let me get you that whiskey Coke. Let me get you, did you want a single, a double? Do you want to try a different type of whiskey out today? How are we emphasizing on different types of hospitality? I think, yeah, sorry, I'm rambling.
No, you're good. And I think that brings up something that I've always noticed, where people like to hide behind the product. It's like, let me just come up with this complicated cocktail so they wouldn't have to talk to you and I can just talk about the cocktail.
Yeah.
I know when I first started working for the Papa's company, it's like the way they taught me small talk was just talk about the menu. And I mean, that was a good stepping stone, and it gave me a framework to kind of make sure I'm talking to somebody about something they're interested in. But eventually it's like, I want to start veering off the path a little bit. And I know some people do the same thing with a cocktail menu, and sometimes they don't veer off the path. So understanding that if somebody sits down with a whiskey and Coke, that lets you know a lot about that person.
Yeah.
They're coming here to either let off steam, or they're coming here to socialize. They're not coming here for just a cocktail.
Yeah. Which sometimes.
And so you also recently was working for another single venue ownership. They ended up not making it, which ended up allowing you to put your full attention in over here. Can you touch on what that process is like? Because you know, a lot of people, especially going to 2025, it's going to get competitive in this marketplace. People are going to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
So can you touch on what that experience was like?
Man, I've never had that happen. It was, we could kind of start seeing it. It was getting slower. We would have some good days, and then it just didn't pan out. Definitely wasn't something that we had planned, but it happened in the span of a couple weeks. It happened mid-December, and then by the end of December, we were shutting our doors. The owner was great through all of it. So, I mean, it could have been worse. He could have just closed the doors, not said anything. But no, he gave us the formal, hey, we're going to be shutting down in a few weeks. if you guys want to look for something else, by all means. Luckily, we were kind of doing our own thing, and I was doing this on the side, and I was slowly working on it, but now it's like I'm all in. I just got back from vacation, so it's like now every day is work. How are we going to generate new leads? How are we going to go to new clients? How are we going to promote ourselves in a different light? How are we going to work on building this brand now? So definitely it lit a fire that I didn't know was going to have to be there. So,
I mean, I feel like that's when we get a chance to really see what we're made of, is when we're kind of forced into these situations, because especially, I know you have a wife and kids, it's kind of hard to just leave one job to go all in on a project at the beginning, but now it's like, honey, it's all I got.
Yeah, so it was like, my wife, Lucy, was very understanding. At first, she was like, dude, you gotta get back onto the corporate grind. And I was like, I've been working so hard on this, like I can't just give up and go back to that. I want to leave something and actually do something that was more than me, that's always been more than me. So, I have these people that believe in me, and they like my ideas, and I like their ideas, and I met with these people that now I couldn't see myself going the other way. Like now it's all in. So definitely.
Especially when you start getting a chance to finally look above the bushes, you're like, there's just so much opportunity now. If we get this right, there's like 100 things that we can do after this.
Absolutely, man.
And I know you have a very unique arrangement with the establishment here, where you are also a bar owner,
yeah,
a piece of equity. Can you touch on the kind of the breakdown of that situation, and then also some advice to bartenders who are looking for creative ways to become owners and entrepreneurs in this business?
I had an original idea. I've been working on this idea for years, and I pitched it out through failed business plans. I got yeses and nos, and I took the yeses and I dropped the nos, and I figured out how to format my business and how it could become profitable for another business. And instead of me getting a dollar sign, I got a piece of the business itself. So by doing that, I made a foolproof plan. I got with attorneys. I paid those attorneys. We got contracts lined out stating, my mobile bartending business, the cocktail classes. This is all my intellectual property. So through that, it was a lot of approaching the owner and saying, hey, you have a perfect establishment here for me to use this, and you can make money off of this as well. I would sell your product, I get a percentage, and that product that's sold, you get your percentage back. I handle all of it. I do the operations, the hiring, the event planning. That's all me. I sell your product for you, the full service events. And then with that being said, how much of the business you're going to give me. So if you're a bartender and you're looking for a way, just make it to where you're the most important person in that situation. Yeah.
And I have some follow-up questions. With this type of arrangement, what is the benefit of you doing it with a physical space versus you just maintaining the mobility of it all?
Well, I could use, so the physical space, I bring in potential clients. We give them a show, 30 minutes to an hour. We're showing them, hey, this could be your house. This is a cocktail class as well. We could, go into this part of your home, or, so we start planting the seed. So we definitely bring in clients here, and then it creates leads for us to have other events off premise, because who doesn't want their own private bartender? So.
And when it comes to kind of managing all of these leads and stuff like that, have you got into digital automated software yet?
Not yet, because there's a lot of moving parts with that.
Which one, the software part or the actual doing the job part? Doing
the job part, and then we're still figuring out logistics here on how to do booking via an app or stuff like that.
Okay.
So we have a guy who's in charge of that.
All right, cool. Sounds like I might need to come talk to these guys. All right, man. Well, you're getting ready for Craft Clash competition, cocktail making competition, where the audience is going to be deciding if your product is good or not.
Yeah.
How would you kind of gauge your experience with being creative on the cocktail side?
Oh man. So I went to go train for a few months in the Heights this past year after I got out of the corporate world, and it just opened my mind up to different flavor profiles, how to pair a drink, the lengths of ways to go about creating cocktails. It was crazy that this world existed outside of those four walls, and then I meet people who I could be like, hey, is this good or not? And they'll be like, it sucks, or it's good. And it's like, I grew the skin thick enough to be like, okay, I can take it. It's a drink, you know? Like, how can we make it better? I want to create, if you're going to put something into your body, like, make it good, you know? So definitely push that envelope.
Now, what are you hoping to gain most by being a participant in this Craft Clash campaign?
Camaraderie, I guess, with my team. I want to really I've been on the outside of things, but now that I have more time to be a part of it and be into the process of creating a drink with my teammate, I really just want to get, more of a bond with my teammate and kind of promote our business out there and be like, hey, we could actually push a solid product as well as downtown Houston.
Okay. Well, good to see that. We got Austin, we got Dallas coming in, and I mean, as I told you before off camera, we're getting this platform ready to kind of turn into some bigger place for industry leaders, people who are thinking outside the box, to come together and start networking, because this exchange of ideas just isn't happening in the industry yet, and I think it's been slowing us down. So how excited are you to kind of start meeting other industry leaders? Super
excited. I definitely would like to bounce ideas off of other people who have the same thoughts, or if they want to do collaborations, we're always open to that. Now we are, because I'm here.
Hey. I mean, that's somebody's job, though. Like,
yeah.
If you don't have somebody to do it, then it won't get done.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm pushing out of the box, different types of ways we can make more money and, get our staff involved as well.
I heard that, man. Drive revenue, that's the goal, 2025.